So for this particular pattern we are using the 8th rose from the left, which is this one here, and this just produces a very nice radial barley pattern. Now to do it, basically we use this rubber, which will sit against and rub against the rose pattern. So we just push that in there, bring it up to the disc, the rose, and then just lock it off. Now also what you'll see when I'm operating it, we're also using these divisions here, the middle 2 divisions, which are on the 96 and 288 wheel. And with all rose patterns, they're all mathematically calculated and proportioned, so that the radius of this, the pitch of this, will also have to match the cross slide, but you'll see more as I start to operate it. So the next stage is basically just to bring this rose up against the rubber so it touches it. So we just back this screw off here very gradually, because we don't want to damage the rose. And there we are. Now this whole head, which is sprung, is now pushed towards me, and it's now touching this rose. So that when we turn this wheel, the whole head will move back and forth and basically follow this rose pattern here. So we now have the whole head engaged basically with the rose. So now we're in potential business. And the next stage is just to set up the cutter and the cross slide. Make sure that we're all happy with the movement of this wheel. We have these pegs which are all pushed into actual calibrated holes. For this particular pattern we're using the hole in the 20th peg, and as I say, this adjusts the step over of each pattern. So what I now want to do is move the cutter to the very extreme corner of the silver piece of silver here, just so that I can have a practice run, and obviously without risking damaging the dial. So just bring that over into a bit of, if you like, dead area, and then we just engage these 2 clicks, take the slack out of the compound slide, and what I'm just going to do now is just to bring the cutter, just make sure that it touches the dial. So what I'm now going to do is back off the rubber, and really I'm going backwards, so I'm not wanting to cut the silver at this stage. I'm just wanting to make sure that the step over is correct. So I just keep backing off the rubber until the very tip of the cutter touches the dial. Now I can just see a very nice weave. So to check that we've got the correct step overs, we move a division there and a division there, and again just rotating the handle backwards. And now what we have on the dial, we've got 2 patterns basically coming in and out like this, and they're meeting perfectly in the middle. Now if you had a slight misalignment, then it would show quite noticeably, but this is very nice now, and basically we can start to do the engine turning.